we're back. It's June, or actually it's July 1st, 2022, and I got the invite from Donnie Robinson, so I'm going to go out to Napa tomorrow morning and go ride with Donnie Robinson, and go ride with the Olympian on his track. He's got the new electric gate. Most of you have probably heard about that. So the new electric barrel gate, nothing's hydraulic anymore. Just found this body belt. So back in the day, we got sponsored by Body Belt, and I don't remember what they paid me a month, but I remember doing some ads for them and stuff. So I just pulled it out of the archives. I found it in a box, and so it feels really good. So I'm gonna use it. So yeah. So we'll see. Body belt. What I'm doing right now is I'm gonna adjust the bars. This is the GT. It's a little bit longer than the Babs over here. So I'm going to pull the bars back a little bit. So I went out on the hill ride this morning. I rode Cecil's famous road. It's called Moody Road. And so it was kind of a rest in peace ride in a sense. Greg Merrill also trained on that road. So Moody Road to Page Mill. It was pretty standard back in the 90s. If you ever got the invite, the quote NCB invite, that's, that was the road. Cecil pretty much had a patent on that road. So I stuck to Page Mill. So Moody's like the junction to the road that I just go straight up. And so he would come from the south end of the road, and I would come from the north end of the road. And the end result was basically the same. Ride to the top, 3,000 feet. Records like 42 minutes, so not bad. Most people it takes them about an hour and 10. So probably would have been a lot easier if I would have just taken the number plate off this, but I didn't. So anyway, guess it makes for a better video. Let's see. Upside down stem. Man. Like trying to thread a needle through a hole. I don't know, I'm just not pulling it off tonight, so. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oh boy. That's how you do it. The old bloody knuckles. Anyway, this is a prototype stem, and the tolerances on the threads are really tight, and it's not even stamped yet, so that's how fresh of a stem it is. Good thing about it is I talked to GT, and I'm still on the list. So the list means that they're putting together a team next year for 2023. So what it means is I'll probably reclassify back to amateur and just race the 50 and over and get in there with everyone else, which I really didn't want to do. But the way things are going and the way that class is growing, and basically it's all the old veteran pros anyway, so might as well get in there. It just sucks that we race at the end. You know what I mean? Last year's Grands, the 50 and over expert class, they're up on the gate at 11 o'clock at night. It's like, yeah, great. You know what I mean? They should have the kids up there like that. Kids don't sleep anyways. Doesn't make any sense. It's kind of what I liked about the NBL. They ran the reverse order in the mains. So we would be like one of the, first mains right after pro, which would make sense, because even if you're like a parent, which most people are, you would be able to get dad out of the way or mom, and they could focus on the kids' race, 11X, 13, 15, whatever their kid's age is, instead of the kid having to wait around for mom and dad to race their race, which is a big distraction. Half the parents I see, they're loading the car before their main event. It's not the way it's supposed to be. So anyway, I'm pulling the bars back. I don't like to pull bars back, but these days with these long front ends, so this is a 21.75, great numbers, and the Babs is whatever it is, 21.5, ooh, big difference. So anyway, pulling the bars back, trying to find some kind of optimum position. They felt kind of Chicago, and which is comfortable on the street, but when you go through the rhythm section, your weight's too far forward. Just that little roll in the wrist makes a difference. So I need to roll them back a little bit so it's more, you're on the back wheel. So anyway, that looks about right. And if you do the measurements, it's probably only about 3 millimeters back from where they were, but that makes a big difference. Big difference. So let's see if we can tighten this up again. I don't know why I'm struggling, but I am. There we go. And we'll go the other side. Guess that's why I never became a mechanic. Sure, I can fix shit, but never consider myself a mechanic, Can I get it good enough to race? Yeah, sure. Knock on wood, I've never had a personal mechanical failure, but I'm definitely not the most skilled or crafted mechanic. So secondly, after that, we're going to head to Rick Lowerly's track, Roseville. Where they have the 41 and over Pro-Am, which is $1,200 for first generally each year. With the winner being Jim Nelson 2 years in a row, and we still wonder how he does it. But that dude's like, got to give him credit. He's won 2 years in a row. So there's not much you can say, but he's definitely deceiving. You look at him, you're like, that dude, but he's got it. You know what I mean? And to win that 2 years in a row, it's like crazy. So, all the best guys are out there. So there's no excuses. I've choked 2 years in a row. I don't make excuses. I choked. You know what I mean? I was probably one of the favorites to win, and I didn't. So I had 2 years to do it. And I have my own personal reasons why things didn't happen, but hopefully I've patched those things up. A lot of it was just, not going to the gym and just completely being off my program. So mentally, physically, emotionally, everything, just pretty much showing up. And these days you can't just show up, so you got to be ready. So we'll see what happens this season, 2022, and hopefully I can mix it up a little better. And those races will be coming up in September and October, and the big showdown will be Bakersfield. So we'll see how that goes. I'll still be racing in pro, but the amateur thing is going to be pretty huge. Talked to Pistol Pete and those guys, so 51 and over is going to be like pretty good showdown coming up in October. Also the Frogtown Classic in September, so a lot of people are following that event. I went last year. I ran the gate because I was there with 2 sprained ankles and I was on crutches. So at least I got to run the gate. And then from there, they're going to have the second annual this year. So it should be about 150 motos. Last year was like 40 motos because people weren't sure. And it was kind of a crappy weekend. It was raining and cold. And it never turned out to be a mud race, but it was definitely, about an hour away from that. So we kind of all got out of there and it started dumping, so we got lucky. But all right, cheers. Once again, July 1st, 2022, and we're off to Napa, and then to Roseville, and then Sunday's Manteca. So I call it the triple threat. We'll see you.